And they are going running back at 55 overall. JK Dobbins out of Ohio State.
He's a complete running back when you look at his game. He's a solid runner. He's good in pass protection. He catches the football and is able to do something with it in the screen game and the passing game of the backfield. Now, he's not one of those guys who can be able to line up outside as a wide receiver. He's more of your traditional running back, but he can stay on the field for all three downs. I think the only big question mark you kind of have with him is he already at his ceiling? Like, how much better is he going to get at the next level? Now, he is productive as all get out, and he's a guy that you can trust and rely on, so he makes sense from a scheme fit. But I think if you're looking at, is he going to be that home run header you're looking for with elite speed? Probably not quite as much as maybe a guy like Justice Hill, who you already have on the roster.
Yeah, I think he's a great player. I think he's going to step in. He's going to be ready to make an impact right away. You find ways to put him in there. Lamar Jackson's going to make a lot of running backs faster because when he puts that ball in his belly and the defensive hesitates for just a second, they don't know if Lamar Jackson have it or if he gives it. That's puts a defensive player in a real conundrum. So it makes the player with the ball faster because there's a split second of hesitation. That's the advantage of having Lamar Jackson.
Jason La Canfora lives in the Baltimore area, knows the Ravens better than any team in the National Football League. How did they end up here going with JK Dobbins?
Look, there were some players who fit more of an immediate need who they liked a lot. The interior offensive lineman, Robert Hunt, a lot of people thought would go in the first round out of Louisiana Lafayette. If he was a few picks further down, even trading up for him might have been in the cards. Remember, Marshall Yanda, their Hall of Fame guard, retired, and they're uncertain at center right now as well. So that was under consideration, but he went very early in this round, so that was out. A couple of receivers they like, T. Higgins, Michael Pittman, boom, boom. They're gone at the top, and at some point they will add another receiver. They're hoping Boykin makes the next step this year, but right now it's Hollywood Brown and not much else at that position. This draft will have a heavy offensive bent after taking Queen, and the biggest need on the entire roster was linebacker. They took care of that in the first round. But Eric DeCosta, their young GM, has talked about trying to build an unstoppable offense around Lamar Jackson that has speed, that has power, that has productivity. And Brady nailed it. They've got the speed guy for the future in Justice Hill, the change-of-pace guy. That Mark Ingram deal was always pretty much going to be a 2-year deal. Now they find his replacement. They're picking again in a few spots. Maybe they go receiver there again at some point. They will. Interior offensive line, something they'll definitely address in this draft as well. And they're always selecting interior defensive linemen. They do it as well as anybody. And even though they just got Calais Campbell and Derek Wolfe, both those guys closer to the end of their careers, certainly far closer to the end than the beginning.
So they get JK Dobbins, the running back, 55th overall. They've got another pick coming up, as JLC mentioned, at 60th overall. We want to send it over to Amanda Guerra with the fantasy angle.
Yes, for that, we're going to bring in Jamie Eisenberg to talk about that. All right, Jamie, let's start with JK Dobbins. One pick away possibly from becoming a Dolphin. However, he goes to the Ravens there. You say it is a smart pick. You're pretty happy right now. Tell us why.
Well, it's a smart pick for the Ravens, but this is just another bad pick for fantasy. I mean, I think in 2021, we're going to get the best of JK Dobbins because Mark Ingram is 30. He'll be 31 by the end of the year. So obviously, he does not have a long tenure left in the NFL based on how running backs go. And this is a team that's going to run the ball a lot. But you heard Brady mention Justice Hill. They still have Gus Edwards. There's a lot of bodies in this backfield that they'll use. We know they're going to run the ball. But Lamar Jackson runs the ball well, too. And so it's going to hurt the upside of what JK Dobbins could have been. One pick away from being probably the starter for the Dolphins and taking the job away from Jordan Howard. So that's very frustrating to see it come that close to maybe one of the teams that actually need a running back, taking a running back. So I like the move for the Ravens. I just don't love it for fantasy.
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.